Hi, welcome to Fox's tutorial, and today I'm going to show you how to do fish layers and fish borders. Okay, so that's your fish borders and that's your fish layers to make your fish farm. So we're going to go over to my spare farm. Okay, so now that I'm on my spare farm, it's always best to work on a farm that doesn't have anything on it like crops, fish, trees, flowers. The reason for that is that when you're laying down your fish, it's going to recognize that stuff, which I will show you later. Okay, so I'm going to go and just grab a couple seacoasts and I'm going to lay them down on my farm. And I'll show you how the hands work. Okay, so when you go to your toolbox, you have three different hands. You have a yellow hand, a green hand, and a purple hand. If I grab my yellow hand, I can only work within the grid. It will not let me work on the exterior of my farm. Okay? With my green hand, I can get to the exterior, but do you see how that's going red? There's a reason for that, and I will show you. Okay, so when I put these at the end, I can stack them. However, if I was to buy myself another seacoast and try to put it in, it's not going to work. Okay? That is why the purple hand is here, because that is actually meant for layering. Now you can see that here where I work, it's going green, but over here it is not, because that is recognizing that something is there. So if I was to turn on my wrench, I'm going to see what's in the way. Okay? And that's why. Because it's recognizing the crops, the trees, the flowers. Now, if you were just doing fish borders, all you have to do is just edge it. So I can just edge it, right? I usually go 2 spaces around the border. Okay? And then my seacoast will work. Okay? But since I'm not going to need them, I'm going to take them all out. Okay. Factories is another thing. If you have factories that are sitting on the edge of the farm, move them forward temporarily. Okay? Because they also get in the way. It will also cause a red line in that one specific spot. So we don't want to have that there. But if I was to put my seacoast in and then bring my factory back, it'll go into space. Okay, so let's start by putting the seacoast around the border. We're going to start my fish borders. Okay. Okay, when you're doing your fish borders on the side here, just leave that one little spot open. Okay. You're going to do the same when you hit the bottom. The reason for that is because when we put the seacoast up at the top and the bottom, like in here and down in the bottom, we got to put them straight across. Okay, so we're going to move this one piece over because it's shifted. Let's grab that one too while we're at it. Okay, and leave one spot open. There we go. Okay. Now my farm friends get to see how fast I really am at doing farm renovations. I've been doing this for years. Okay, and bring it all the way to the very end. So now that we've done the seacoast, we're going to get ready to grab the big legs. I'm going to move this back off to the side. Okay, and we're going to turn off my facilities, my pond, well, actually not my ponds, my flowers, trees, and crops. Okay, now we're going to go grab those big legs. Okay, so I grabbed the first option because the second option looks silly. That's what I think. So I'm going to grab the first option with my purple hand. And then I'm going to take it over. I usually skip about 2 and then lay it down. When I'm saying that I skip it to around 2, I'm counting the seacoast, 1, 2, and then I start on the second one. Okay, so then I will go around the rim. When you put in your big legs, you see when you tuck it to the very end, it goes red. We moved it 1 in, okay? So then that way it went green. And if it just shifts over, you just move it into place. Okay, and then just bring it right down to the bottom. Okay, and then until it goes red, and then when it does go red, you just match your white dots. I don't know if you were catching that when I was doing that. All these dots are aligned. Okay, so now we're going to match these dots, and we're going to take it to the end. If you have trouble seeing it, you can zoom, okay? Sometimes zooming helps you lay down the pieces better. You would zoom with your mouse. Or you can do it in the Farmtown box. Okay, where's that one that I put in the spot? Let's go put you over here. Yep, and then, okay. Okay, and then bring it right to the end until it goes red. So, okay, so it went red. It's given us room for 3 seacoasts. Okay, that's what happens when you run out. Sometimes it'll be 2, sometimes it'll be 3. But if you have it at 3 over here, try and match it so that it's 3 over here as well. Okay? So we're going to start on the other side. And this time we're going to grab the second one. The reason why is because if we grab the first one, it's going to look silly. It's not going to align. So we're going to use the second one. Okay, so we're going to skip it out 2. So about right there, bring it down 1. Okay, and now we're going to go across, matching those little white dots in a row. Oh, there we go. If you do have any trouble on your farm, I do Farmtown tutorials. So just message me on Facebook or you can contact me through my fan page at Foxx Kincaid Writer and just send me a message and I will come and tutor you. I do not charge for it, so if you have any questions or whatnot, just find me on one of those two pages. I am currently writing a book. It's my first book. But I also post Farmtown tutorials on my fan page. And sometimes I put pictures up of the renovations I have done. So if you want to check it out, just go check out my fan page and like it. I'd love it. Okay, so we're going to bring this down to the end. And if you do like my tutorial, feel free to share it. I know I've had a few of my friends ask how to do this. Okay, so we're going to bring it right down to the end. As far as it goes. Okay, and then we've got a space of 3. Perfect. Space of 3 and a space of 3. Okay, so that completes a tutorial for fish borders, how to do that. Now I'm going to show you how to do fish layers for fish farms. Okay, so I'm going to grab my purple hand, go to buy multiple items from the store, and then I'm going to lay it down. I usually choose the first one. You can choose the second one, but I find it harder to match the dots. So I always go with the first one. And I try and line it up so that these little dots here will go along the rim. And then over here I try to leave a little gap because by the time it hits the tip, it's going to be in line. Okay? If you were to go past the edge, it would go red. So we're not going to do that. So we're going to line it up. Okay. Now I'm going to go straight across. You can also go straight down. Like I'm matching these little white dots here. Okay. So I'm just lining my dots in a row. Or if you're going to go down, you would match the dots on this side. Okay. But I'm going to go take those little sections out just so I do not confuse you. Okay, and we're going to go straight across. And we're going to take it all the way to the end. Because once you have your fish borders down, it'll redline when we get to the end. Okay, so now that we've got to the end, we're going to go back and we're going to match this dot with that dot. Okay? And then again, we're going to go straight across. If you do move out of space, just pick it up and then just bring it over. Okay? Now, you're going to keep doing this into rows. So you're going to keep matching the dots. You're going to take these dots, you're going to make it to the end, do it again, and over and over and over and over and over until it's actually finished. But I won't do that today because then the tutorial would be like 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. So we're just going to show you this little section because I want to show you what happens when we do this, because it is going to happen to you and you're going to be like, what's going on? Okay, so we're going to do this. So I'm going to match these dots in a row and I'm going to show you what it does. It usually happens in the 6th or the 8th line. Let's find a one. Right there. Okay. So now you're looking at it. You're like, oh my God, I can't see it. Okay. If that happens, you just move it, right? Because sometimes that'll happen. But like that, there's a perfect example there. It's the next row, right? So the next row here, right, it's going to block this row, right? So sometimes if you blunder and that happens, just move it into place. But I'm going to show you what it does after I finish it. Okay. See, now what it's doing is it's starting a whole new line. Do you see that here? Okay, so this is going to match with this. So we're basically starting a whole new line. So it basically overlaps what you have done. Okay? So if you have any questions, like I said, just message me on Facebook. I'm Foxx Kincaid on my Farmtown account. Like I said, I do free tutorials. So if you do need help on your farm, I do farm assistance. I do not charge for that. And then also you can contact me on my fan page at Foxx Kincaid if you have any questions. Okay? And have a great day, have a great morning, have a great night, and happy farming. Okay, bye guys.